Team, what's happening? It's Tuesday, the Tuesday after Labor Day. I hope you had a great weekend. I know we had a blast of summer and it's still here. It's hot outside. We have a lot to celebrate. We had a great weekend last weekend. We had great attendance last weekend. We continue to see God provide resources for us. We're seeing lives change through baptism, and we're stepping into a brand new series this weekend that I'm excited about. How do we remain unfazed? I will be talking about what brand of phased are you? Are you like, I just want to avoid it all? Are you get anxious about it? Do you get like kind of depressed and downward? Do you get like aggressive? We'll be talking about the role that the Holy Spirit plays in each of us and how do we connect with God's Spirit over the next couple of weeks. And then we'll be stepping into some spiritual practices that keep us spiritually grounded, keep us steady in the midst of the crazy family, schedule, cultural chaos that you find yourself in. So I'm excited about that and really looking forward to the journey that our church is going to go on over the next few weeks as we prepare for October and Halloween weekend and at the movies. I think it's perfectly timed. And so a lot to look forward to. One of the things that I want to do is hopefully over the next couple of months, though, is to bring a leadership principle that I think is helpful for me and hopefully helpful for you. And the first one is called tension required. That's right. If you want to take notes, write down tension required. How many of you like tension? Like, no hands go up. I mean, it depends, right? If you're watching a college football game, I like a little bit of tension. Those are the games that are fun, where you know it's back and forth. It's coming down to the wire. In fact, that actually illustrates the principle. If there isn't a whole lot of tension, we're bored. We actually gravitate. Think about the movies that you like. There's relational drama. There's some sort of battle. There's something at stake. And so with the people that you lead, a little tension is actually required. Now that doesn't mean you're picking fights and you're starting things, you're instigating. The metaphor that was taught to me years ago was that of a rubber band, okay? A rubber band's functionality works when there is tension. When there isn't tension, it's loose. I mean, it just falls off. But if you, I'm not going to do it because I'm scared. But if you extend it too much, I can feel it. It's going to break. And so when it comes to leading people, people are like rubber bands. You actually need to bring a little bit of tension. You can't give them everything and burn them out, break relationship. But you also can't just leave like meaningless scraps. You've got to give something that pulls them in. That's like, and again, this is a dangerous phrase that can be misused, but like there has to be a little bit of this tension, like they're counting on me. Like if I don't, it won't. And so if around every corner, you're taking things off of your key leaders' plates because it's too much tension for them, that you're potentially at risk of this. Or if you're not aware of the tension that they're carrying, you're at risk of breaking the rubber band too. So I would use just a couple minutes to, first of all, evaluate your tension. Is there too much? Is there not enough? I mean, the thing is, sometimes we think tension is bad. Actually, we need a little. We need the right amount. And there's a lot that this can do, right? I mean, if you're always living maxed out, then that's a lot. But what's your tension level? Maybe even talk about that as a team. And then look at your key leaders. Maybe it's time to increase the tension just a little bit of what you're asking of them, of ways that they could help shoulder some of the weight of leading that ministry. Where can you increase the tension and just say, hey, I think you're ready to take a step up in your leadership. Here are a few ideas that I would love to see you step into in the next year. And basically what you're doing is you're increasing the tension. And as you do that, you're increasing their capacity. You're actually increasing your capacity as well. And so evaluate. Too much tension? Not enough? What are some appropriate ways for you to just add an appropriate amount of work? Here's one other thing to think about. When you go out of town, people have to fill in the gap. And so in some ways, you go out of town, it increases the tension that some people are feeling in their leadership. Well, they have then an opportunity when you have a weekend off, or you're handing off responsibility, or you're inviting somebody to take a step up in their leadership. When you're handing some of the burden of leadership that you have to someone else, you're increasing their tension. They actually have an opportunity then to bring someone else along. Now, this isn't always the case. I would say this is for higher levels of leadership. And so it's like, hey, if I'm going to be carrying a little more weight because my direct report is out of town, then I need to look around and find 2 or 3 people that I can help shoulder some of that to see if they can handle a little more leadership tension. So that's how you cascade leadership development. When you are invited into more, you don't let the ball drop. You don't try to do it all yourself. You find some things that you can thoughtfully and carefully, not just haphazardly, delegate to someone else, and then use that as a development opportunity for them. So tension is required in order to have a robust organization. How much are you carrying, and how much are you inviting the people that you're developing to carry as well? Something to think about. And if you have thoughts or questions, send them back to me. I'd love to hear more. See ya.